The iLLANOiZE app is available now on Apple and Google Play Store. Download the app, get the latest news, stream our podcasts, watch interviews, and listen to iLLANOiZE Radio live. Download the app right now.
This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, iLLANOiZE Jones, and Pretty Riot going down right now.
Yo, Rick, you did it again, my dude.
We bring you guys some of the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today we got the homie D2x in the building.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, why y'all clap so? Y'all got like...
We got manly hands.
I got real
I guess a lot of echo.
from hand to ass.
Okay, so D2X. Hey, how you doing
How you
today?
doing? I'm good.
So I got a question about that. What's it called?
Whoop, whoop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you make that song so short? Like, you know you wrong for that.
Yeah.
You know you wrong. You
was
know
a
you
quick
wrong,
turn.
right?
So look, the story about that. My sister. I got three sisters, but one of my sisters was she said the same thing. Like, why it's so short? Why it's so short? You should put a second verse on that. Blah blah. When it came out, boy, like blah blah and all that stuff. But what happened was the night I made the song. This was in August of last year. Me and Glowhorn was just in the studio. We was recording at Complex.
Okay.
On 26th Street in Wabash, and so we made the song out of nowhere. Like, I heard that same day the Kanye dropped Ecstasy. It just was only on Spinrilla, which was weird. I'm like, ain't no way Kanye like dropping on Spinrilla. Like, I thought it was like a leak or something. But we heard it, and he was saying that like towards the end, and then out of nowhere we just thought of an idea. We was like, we might as well just sample it just out of nowhere, just to play around.
That's Ye?
Yeah, that's Ye. Yeah, and we
Wow, never knew that.
never knew that. Yeah, that's Ye.
I thought
The
that was
more
you.
you
Oh, that's
know.
So that ain't you doing the whoop.
No, that's Ye. It was a
Wow.
sample. So what happened was we was in the studio at 2 a.m. and we out of nowhere we just started the idea. We was like, we might as well just sample it. So he put it together, and he just throwing a lot of 808s on it, whatever. And the reason why it's so short because I was just going basically just strict like more so like off my vibe. You know what I mean? I wasn't even trying to force it or anything. I just those lines just popped in my head. Then so really what happened was Glow was actually he actually had a verse on the song. It was actually a second verse on it, but I didn't like it, and we was like, we should just take this off. Let me leave it by myself. And it's good because we are able to like be honest with each other. If we don't like something, if it's something that I make or he make or whoever I'm working with, if it don't fit, for like official release or whatever, then we'll be comfortable to just do our part. And if something needs to get taken off, it gets taken off. So that's what really was. The song was actually like 2 minutes or something like that. But then I cut my verse off. Yeah, I thought about adding another verse, but man, we just had so much energy that night. And it's like, I ain't want to like overdo it, and I could have added more to it, but I was like, it just felt right keeping it short, simple.
You ever thought about a remix?
I know I wanted to get on it, but like, I don't know if I could make it happen or not, man.
Yeah.
I really, like, I was with some other producers I work with, Mike Jackson and Treasy from The Shy. They were telling me like, they were telling me like, man, this was back in like November. They was like, man, you should get Valet on it. But I'm like, I met Valet. I've been in the studio with Valet, but that'd be dope if he get on it. But like,
that would be.
I was about to say I could kind of.
I don't know if I could pull it.
I can see Valet.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I can see Bandland Z on here.
I know him. No, me and him real cool. Yeah, me and Z's real cool. I talked to him probably like a month or two ago, but no, that'd be dope too. That's a good idea. I was in the studio with Z's a few months ago too.
Yeah, Z's on that joint.
That'd be dope.
That'd be hard.
That'd be dope.
Now we got a 3 minute song.
Right. Now we got
I wrote that song in like 8 minutes, and then we was just going off the vibe. I thought of that hook in my head as he was playing the beat. I'm like, nah, let me do the hook. I'm telling, like, because he was going to think of a hook. I'm like, nah, I got the perfect hook. I'm thinking, like, it's so simple. I'm like, I know. I'm just hearing it in my head.
We
just laid it.
That was the first joint we actually played from you on this show.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I think we made that our ill jam.
Yeah. I just remember we was off the jack.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we was in here.
We was in here turned off that
you
song.
told me how I found that clip so fast, because I'll just be...
Yeah, bro. We had the clip before you had the clip, G.
I be on it on social media. Like, no, I just screenshotted it, shortened it, like on iMovie, and then just put it on Instagram.
You did have that.
He had the clip before Pico had him. How the fuck he get this? I don't even get this.
Yo, that joint, when we first heard it, we like...
I feel like,
Where
did we play it twice?
Turn it up! Oh, I killed a whole cup before the song was over.
Yeah,
it was just something different, and that's how we put our songs together. We try to like, I just feel like me, Keith, and Glow, we got our own like distinct, unique sound as far as production.
What does yours? I'm sorry, not to cut you off. But what does your studio sessions normally look like?
Not a lot of people in there. I don't bring nobody in. I used to sometimes I bring one of my friends around, but majority it's just me by myself. And Keith's goddad, who was like basically playing rent on the room. He always get us in there. We don't have to like pay or whatever, and then they just engineer the songs. And a lot of times,
and like, you make 1 minute songs, man. I'm sorry.
No.
You like 7 songs.
You know how that came about though. Like, I don't know if people know. Like, I have a lot of more like music that's like soulful music that's lyrical and stuff like that. So how the short songs came about was really like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, when it was really started from Keith. Like, this was the year when the 216s came out, and I know people was getting like inspired by that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was something different with Z Money and Valet making something new, and Keith was always around them all the time, like Chase the Money and Valet and Z Money and them. So I'm sure he probably got some type of inspiration from that. But that really was one of the like inspirations into making the short songs. And then also it's like we wanted to keep it fun and like to the point and not like oversaturate the music with people. So
you feel like these short songs are more impactful?
I really think so, because like I feel like the shorter the song, the more challenging it is to try to like basically get the best lyrics in that short amount of time. It's a challenge to me, because like if you got like a 12, you got 12 bars to, you know, cover your little part in the song. I'm trying to think of the coldest stuff I could ever think of, or like the hardest line, or maybe you thinking of that one line that'll really pop out to people. And you know, I don't think nobody want to hear like a turn up song going on for like 4 minutes. Like it's just a vibe. It give you a vibe, and you know, and it's to the point. Like, cause I know a lot of people that listen to music, and I just observe people. They only listen to something for like a minute or 2 minutes, and then
okay,
cut
30
it off.
seconds.
Like,
if you ain't got me in 30 seconds,
it gotta hit you. So we try to do our best to like come up with like a hard line or the hook come in or whatever, and get people like, you know, engaged right away, and then, you know, it's not even planned. It more solely happens all the time.
I really like your response to that, because I feel like a lot of people, well, from my experience, I thought a lot of people was making shorter songs because they wanted more streams. But it's nice to hear that, no, you were taking your artistry into account with that, instead of like, I just want plays. Like, he's like, nah, I'm putting my best foot forward on that. Like, that's really dope.
I wasn't even thinking of that. It was just like, I just go off the vibe, because it's a lot of songs that I make, and it's like, I don't really go into the studio thinking of what I'm gonna make. It just, we do it more solely, you know, off the vibe, off the moment, and I feel like that's the best music getting made. Because what I used to do was, I used to always, like, because I'm in school, and I go to Western Illinois, and I'd be away from school during, you know, the school year, and think like, because I record when I come back home, and I come home often, and I use my little Amtrak, you know, get passes and stuff to come back home and stuff, and it's like, I used to always just ask for beats and get beats, and I really can't really like catch the vibe like that. Or if I'm playing something for too long, it's like now I get tired of it. So it's like, it's best that we just save it till we get to the studio, because I'm still gonna have to record anyway. So why not make something fresh and new the moment you get there, and then you'll be already like ready to just make the song. So that's how we do it. We don't force nothing, and we just go off the vibe, and we just do our thing with that. So.
Now, did you meet Kid Marquise and Glohan at WIU?
No.
Like, how did you guys link up?
People don't know that we've been friends since first grade.
Wow.
First grade. And Glohan was like, he was he was different, like a different type of kid. Like, and we was always cool, but I was more so. I was doing sports. I was always playing sports. Glow was one of the little anime kids, like stuff like that. And people used to always clown people for stuff like that. But like nowadays, it's like it's getting
cool.
so much embraced
like
into music and stuff. But no, we was always cool. I just didn't get a chance to hang with them like that because I was always playing basketball. And then when high school came, I went to another school, went to St. Rita, and they went to Thornton. But we always lived in the same neighborhood. So when the music came around, I'm like, oh, I already got 2 friends that produce. And it was easy to put it together. So
you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually get into a music break, and that we got no handouts with you, Kid Marquise.
Yeah, we went hard on that.
Did Glohan produce this?
Nah, Keith did that.
Cause I'm confused now.
His tag is hard to hear his tag. Cause it's a short little tag.
I'm like, I don't know if Glohan produced it or Kid Marquise produced
Kid
it.
Marquise.
But we finna get into this quick music break. You finna hear no handouts right here, right now on Illinois via Logic Radio. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back at you.
Make sure to check out the Ill List playlist in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search iLLANOiZE Radio to follow our playlist as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Pretty Right, and you just tuned back into another episode of iLLANOiZE Radio. Make sure you go grab that new iLLANOiZE app. I don't care if you got an iPhone. I don't care if you got the Google Pixel, if you got a Samsung, if you got, like, a brick. I need you to go to your app store and download. I can't even take myself seriously. I'm talking about a brick, right? If you got one of them Nokias, go ahead and head over to the App Store and download that.
It might be a little pixelated, but you'll have it.
Look, black and white, but baby, you'll see it, okay? Wherever you're listening from right now, whether it be if you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Tidal, I don't care where you're listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button below and make sure you click that little bell so you get notified every time we post a video. Okay? All right, so we're going to get back into our interview with D2x. You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's sober. It's kind of weird. Usually our guests be sitting next to us drunk, so you're so calm, yeah.
Yeah, you kept your cool and not falling to the peer pressure.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate that. Because we be pressuring people to
You
drink.
don't want this cup?
I'm good, man.
Influence.
I just said no my whole life. I drink sometimes, but I don't never get drunk enough.
Ready yet.
I don't get drunk, though, no. I ain't never got drunk.
Never gotten drunk?
I caught a buzz before a few times.
What? You
What you drink?
smart.
What
That's
you drink
it.
when you drink?
Some wine. That's it.
Oh,
I'm good.
that's wine?
Yeah.
But wine drunks. But wine
I
drunks.
get some wild shit on some wine.
Me too.
But you be drunk for like a good 10 minutes, so
Yeah.
you gotta get your wild out before you sober up.
I think it depends on how much.
Once your 10 minutes is up.
But I feel like that depends on what type of wine you drink.
I don't
Because
know wine. I just know red and white.
my little wine drunks be a lot longer than
What the hell you drinking?
Hey, look.
Your shit spiked.
Hey, now that could very well be true. But if you let the wine sit a little longer, it's a little more play.
Do you smoke and drink wine, or do you just drink wine?
The
Because if
first
you
one.
smoking and drinking wine, that's a
Wine.
whole different level.
I was
of
about to
drinking
say,
wine.
yeah, I'm always high.
Hey, look,
Anyways.
that's a-
Anyway, so before the break, we listened to No Handouts, which is a really dope song. So tell us about how No Handouts came about.
So with no handouts, well, with a lot of our songs, we be holding them, like we take our time on them. So with no handouts, Keith actually just did a hook to the song in 2018, January. This is around the same time. He was working he produced Pull Up for Herb, and he was working with Herb around the time. He made a bunch of songs with him, probably 10 of them. Unfortunately, they all leaked. But basically what I'm saying is because it's the thing with producers, a lot of, especially with Glow and Keith, there's always a spurt in the year where it's a certain type of production we make, so it's best to get that type, whatever vibe they on, it's best to sometimes it's best to just save it and just, craft and work on it and wait for the right time for it to put out. So it's crazy that a lot of our songs is was never rushed out. We'll just take our time on them and get to it. So basically he made the hook. And that was all that was to it. And the thing with Keith is it's weird the way he worked because he makes so much music. He never finished songs. He might make a hook, might rap or say something, don't never put it out and move on to the next one, So that'd be the times where if I'm trying to think of a song, I need something to put out or whatever, I'll be like grabbing stuff off him and making mine. So that really was just him making anything. And the name of the file was "Don't Worry About It, Just Save It." Like that was it. Yeah, like just save it.
That's definitely a producer.
Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like
title.
One thing with Keith, like a lot of people don't know, is like he really got like a mind for knowing what production, what type of song, what type of the way it's constructed, like fits for a certain artist. So he always like moving around, working with different people. Like he been working with Z's, a lot of people, and like producers. One thing a lot of people don't know because they don't get enough credit as they should is that what goes on in the studio. People only see what's on social media, you know, or whatever the perception of producers are. But producers really play a big role.
So
I
wanted to ask you. You said producers don't really receive enough credit.
Yeah.
You know, with you being in an artist position, how do you give a producer the proper credit?
Honestly, and like I'm glad you asked me that question. What I really do is I just treat them as if they just as big as anybody. So that's why when I drop Whoop, I put featuring Glowhorn. Even though he ain't rap on it, he a producer. He played his role. It is featuring him. You know, he came up with the idea to even put me on this song. I couldn't make the beat. I don't know how to make beats. You know what I'm saying? Even if I knew how, the fact that we both spent time working on something both and putting our ideas together, they deserve the same amount of credit. That's why when you see when artists put their videos out, producers not even credit on it. I say it all the time. You don't even know who made the beat. Like, why? They the ones, they usually come to you 9 times out of 10 or a majority of the time with this idea in mind of what you sound good on. They know what you sound good on before you even do. They have these ideas. Producers actually think all day long about ideas and you wouldn't even know it. They make beats 24/7, but they know what beat gonna go to this artist. Oh, this sound like this gonna go to this artist. This sound like to go to this artist. And people don't see that part. They don't see the part that's being constructed before the song is even recorded. So when we did that, I know Keith's like the back of my hand. We've been friends since we was little. Like sometimes he might not finish something because he got a bigger plan for it. And sometimes it's not. You don't want to rush your music. You don't want to rush the release. Like, certain songs fit for a certain time period. So he put the hook together, and that was it. And then I just somehow I got it from one of the computers he recorded at somebody else's house, another producer we know. So I heard it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something with this because I was looking for, some inspiration or whatever. I'm like, I'm going to do something with it. So it's crazy that was like over a year ago that he made that hook. And I finally put my verse on it a year later. And this past January, I put my verse on it. Yeah. Then, look, I went so hard on it in the studio. He listening to it, like, he come in there just listening. Like, we be having the lights cut off and the little lights going around the studio just catching the vibes.
Going on. Yeah, y'all be burning sage and shit.
So, like, he feeling it. And I'm like, it's crazy that I wrote the verse to that song. I wrote the verse to that song, and I wrote the verse to VVS. Outside the hallway at Complex waiting for somebody else's session to be done. So I'm in the hallway. I'm like we had to like 11:30. We got there like probably like 8 or 7. He was doing the session for somebody. Keith was doing the session for somebody, engineering. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not just gonna sit around. And I'm already I wanted to make some music this night. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in the hallway and actually take time out and just write. You know what I'm saying?
How I did. We can't get into VVS just yet.
Yeah. So
I'm like listening. I'm listening to you, and I'm amazed because you've been making music for, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years, 2.5 years?
2.5, almost 3.
About 3 years, and you've learned so much within your 3-year span. I mean, I just want to know, like, what fueled you to learn more towards how to market your music the correct way and not just saturate the industry?
Honestly, just going off what I like and what I'm interested in. Honestly, like, another thing you gotta be conscious of, but you just gotta accept it. Is like when you go so hard for your music or marketing or ideas or whatever you want to do to promote it, you gotta know that it might be people along the way that might want to take what you're doing, or they see what you're doing, but you just can't let that stop you. So what I really did was I just came up. What I used to do is I started. The way I started marketing, I used to put like funny little videos together, like cartoons. I'd still do it now. Then people started doing it, and but it's not like I came up with it. It's just I just try to come up with ways that what could get people
attention,
engaged into watching something. Because and you also got to know, like, I believe y'all talked about it before, like this Instagram algorithm it's like it's so much to it that I feel like people don't even know about like half. I think I only know like a little bit percentage of it. Like I think it's so much to it because like if you put like too much text in like a video, they are shortening how many people they get it to. So what they do is I just have to always be mindful of that, and I'm still mindful of that today. So from you asking me that question, like I feel like what I learned the most now from back then is how to market and also be effective in what you're marketing and how you do it that way, because like you really got people's attention for like 20 seconds before they click or they move on to the next post. So you gotta really catch them. A nice little caption, all of that, like it gotta be on point. And it don't even gotta be nothing like super duper complex. It just gotta be you just basically just be yourself and be excited about what you're doing. Also notice that when you're super excited about a release and you're going hard for your own music, like that's gonna really like get people pumped up to even support you. Because also another thing like I know I'm into is like how the mind works, and we are influenced by the things that we see that we don't even know subconsciously. So if you see someone, it's gonna automatically even like make you want to be engaged into doing something, because you are a product of what you're around and what you're seeing and whatever. So when people are doing something well, you're going to always want to support them. So that's what I try to do. And I just always been excited about my music, so I always come up with anything I want to do to like market it. And I feel like it was really just came over time, just thinking of it. So.
I'm sorry.
What's your major?
What did you go to school for?
Journalism.
Wow.
And
I would have thought you definitely went to school for some business.
And I'm minoring in music business.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There we go.
So you're doing music, but you're majoring in journalism.
Yeah.
But he said minoring in
I know,
music.
but he majoring in journalism. So why
I'm
not major in?
I'm gonna tell you why. So look, honestly, when I was coming into college, I wasn't thinking about music at all. Like at all. I didn't want to be a rapper. I didn't want to be a rapper at all. Like I wasn't thinking about it. I was playing basketball. So to keep the long story short, like I played ball at St. Rita. My senior year, I was nominated for the McDonald's All-American game. And then I was all-conference Catholic League. But we had a bad season that year. A lot of our players that was really good, they graduated in 2015. Like Charles Matthews, who went to Michigan, he just got hurt right now, but he played at our school. Another player, Vic Law, that went to Northwestern. We had a bunch of Division I players, so when they left, I'm at St. Rita, and it's like a rebuilding year. And we had a bad season. Like I think we had like the worst record in like
School history.
Not school history, but in a long time. Especially when our coach was there, Gary DeCesar. So that really like put a toll on where I felt like I was going to go to school. I had some options. I was going to go to this school called Missouri Valley for a partial scholarship, but I was thinking more so long term, like where would I be happy at? And I know it's a lot better schools than the school I'm at. That got a bigger campus, more stuff to it. But Western was just the best decision for me at the time, so I just went there. And then I met with one of the assistant coaches. I didn't want to walk on my freshman year, especially because Western is really not more so known for their basketball program. So it's like I had to make a decision. It was about being happy, you know what I mean? So 4 years from now, when I graduate from here in 2020, do I feel like I could keep playing this game that I love since I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? And if I can't do that, obviously everybody's dream is to go to the NBA, and you got to be realistic with yourself sometimes. We all have dreams, we all have goals, but you got to be realistic also. And I felt like, me personally, I didn't want to do it. I wanted to find something else that I put my time into wisely and I could, make a career out of. And everybody in my neighborhood, everybody I knew at the time, this was back in 2016, and everybody was surprised, like, because people have this perception of you, like, oh, he good, so he gonna go to the NBA, but people don't know what actually goes on, within your own life and your own personal issues and stuff like that. Like, it's harder than what people think it is. It's a lot of politics that come to any career that you're going into, especially Chicago basketball. There's so many kids from the west side, north side, south side, east side that's all trying to chase this dream. And it's a lot of people out there that are really good that might not even get a chance to play Division I basketball.
How stressful was that making that decision though? Like for you,
man, it was hard. People don't know that. People got their perception of your own situation. They don't know how hard things is. They don't know how hard you think, and you plan on making the best decisions for you. So I had talked to my sister Dominique at the time when it happened, and one thing she told me that really hit home for me was like sometimes dreams change. Sometimes you have to alter things in your life in order to make things better for you. And also one of my coaches from St. Rita told me this like last year. That maybe it wasn't God's plan for me in the beginning. Maybe that was something that I had to go through in order for me to a loophole for me to learn something, and then maybe music was for me this whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your purpose in life. We all finding our purpose every single day. You know what I'm saying? It's never like you're gonna know where you're gonna be when you're 12 or when you're in high school or even when you're in college. You know what I'm saying? Like things can always change over time. So it's just about adapting to your situation. Learning as much as you can, and then just continue to be, progressing. So
what's some of the methods that you learned in basketball that you brought over to the music?
Yeah, just being aware of like how important like crafting at what you do is. Like it's like basketball. I did work out a lot, but I felt like maybe I could have prevented a lot of the issues and stuff that I went through if I would have just thought on another dimension, thought even more. So it's like when music came, I became like more urgent, super urgent, like as far as like not even putting music out. You could be urgent with ideas. You could be urgent with planning what you want for this year or this month. So every day, like I just told myself, like I can't go through what I went through before. I have to make a way, and I have to be successful in what I'm doing, no matter if that takes 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, whatever. So every day, like even when I'm in school, every day I wake up in the morning. I swear to God, like every day I wake up in the morning, I could be up at 3, 2, 4, in class, after school, in the convenience store. I'm always thinking about music. I'm always trying to figure out ideas, thinking of songs, rapping to myself. Like, it's so many songs that I came up with lines just on the elevator, like literally. Like, I'm always thinking about it. So it's just being more engaged in what you're doing, because like with basketball, it's a lot that I could have did. I could have watched more film. I could have worked out more. I could have, build better relationship with my coach or my teammates. It's a lot that you could do, and no one has everything figured out, and I know I don't, and I'm still learning with this music stuff too. So it's like
you just dropped the gym.
No practice.
Yeah. Right.
We talking about practice.
Right.
Oh, so I mean, before we get into VVS, for those that don't know how you came up with D2X, just let the world know how D2X came about, because that is a very unique name.
It's my first and last name, DeMorris Dixon. So.
Wait, what?
D2X.
You said it's
my first and last name. DeMorris Dixon.
Got you.
That's
you
it.
put the D with
D2X.
the
Yep. And it was short. It was some short. It was some.
Where the X come?
To the point.
Dixon.
2 times.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2 times.
Oh, D2. Oh, okay. Wow.
I'm looking at
I'm like, okay,
Look,
the X for Dixon.
I'm on your side.
I'm looking like
I'm on your side. I was lost sale.
I got the D squared. I'm looking for the what the X.
I'm like, okay, he said Dixon. Okay, X and Dixon. Okay, no, that makes way more sense than my theory, so I'm gonna go with that.
2 times.
Okay, I like that. That's better.
So are you D2X or are you D2 times?
D2X.
Okay.
I used to say D2 times, but I'm like, it's corny. Like people say 2 times after everything, even in they song 2 times. I'm like, nah, man, I'm just gonna keep it. It just sound more like official
And organic.
Yeah.
I don't like the 2 times stuff. It sound like some ghetto stuff. So like,
D2 times.
Yeah, nah, it just sound like it's cliche.
Yeah,
so
this D2X do.
just keep it
Better.
regular,
It's short,
yeah.
sweet, and
Different. It's different.
It is.
different.
You the only one that have that.
Yeah.
I mean, before we get into VVS, break down how this single came about, and let the world know where they can find it, and give out your social media as well as your shout outs.
Yeah. Well, this song VVS, this is my new single. I just dropped Friday. I feel like it's going crazy right now. I got a lot more to do to keep pushing this song, but it was a fun record. We made this in Actually, the hook was made in 2017. The hook was made in 2017 November. I remember the date like it was yesterday. They called me on the phone. They called me and I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, okay, it's slow, something dope. When I heard that hook, man, I'm like, yeah, this is different. Like this for the summer and all that. But we like I told you, we just don't rush records. We take our time on it, and everybody be moving around. Everybody busy. You know, they got their own thing going on. But I feel like what's more important is when the song is finally complete. So I did the verse in January, and I've just been waiting to put it out. So
I got one more question to ask. How do you be so grounded with two dope producers in your corner?
Yeah. Really it's just a relationship. Like
I've been big headed.
I think it sounds like it's more of a friendship before a working relationship.
Like, for real, like,
but when you got them in your corner, it's like,
yeah, but like I've known them since like 2005.
And then your friends produce for some
that's
heavy hitting
my chest would have been like this.
Yeah, Gohan produced for Uzi.
You're supposed to have to fish that over.
He produced for Uzi. He was on Famous Dex Dexter album, and then you know Keith produced for Herb, and he was working with Juice WRLD before Juice WRLD like around the time he was about to blow up and stuff like that. But nah, man, it ain't. I think everybody humble, and we have conversations before like every song we make. Like literally, we have conversations in the studio, and then we just keep building our relationship. We brothers. Like at the end of the day, we all busy, or sometimes you know we all got something going on. But at the end of the day, when it come to us getting together and getting in that studio, like we just all about just having fun, and you know, being our true selves. If something ain't good, if something ain't right, we'll tell each other. Like we be honest with each other, because I don't feel like everything I make is cold. You know, I got songs that I hate and I don't play them, and they in an email somewhere. I'm never putting out, but it's like it just comes with being an artist. You gonna go through those loopholes. You're gonna go through obstacles, but it's just about keep continuing to put out the best. Product for people, because like you gotta value people's time wisely. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't take nobody for granted. I don't take nobody supporting me for granted, because that same person that could be supporting you in January, you might have did something that So you just basically what I'm saying is just like you gotta be mindful of what you bringing to people. You don't want to get them no half done music. Like you want to get them something complete, something thoughtful, something unique, and that's what we do when we put our music together. We come up with certain sounds that you might not regularly hear on a regular song. We put it together, and it's basically like we call our production like experimental. It's experimental. It's something different. And like this song, like you wouldn't expect that. And I'm glad we talking about this right now, because I wanted to spill the beans on this song. That's not actually Kid singing. That's Keith did that with his voice. And I don't know how he did it. I wasn't in the studio with him when he did it, but that's him. He did that with his voice, and he edited it in a way to make it sound like it's like
multiple people.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he put the tone up, but yeah, it sounded like multiple people, and I felt like that was dope. That was creative, and they waited for me that long since
that's some real production
2017
shit
right for me to just hop on the verse and just made it my song. So
yeah, because I wanted to know like how did the song come about, and you just broke, because I'm like, where is they at on this track? I'm like, where?
Yeah, I know, right? It's our first song together, though, and it's crazy. It don't feel like it, because I'm always switching. Like, I'll put out a song produced by Keys and a song produced by Gohan. Now we just all together. And, like I said about the producer thing, I want them to shine just as much as me. And if we all going to make a way and we all going to want to be successful, like, I'm going to always give them the credit that they deserve, and plus more, because they play a role just as much as I do. It's not artist first, it's not producer first, it's producer and artist together.
That's facts.
That's what's important.
Big facts.
Yeah. I mean, any last words, shout outs?
Yeah, get me on Instagram at D2x ___ 4 underscores. And at D2x _ on Twitter.
All them damn underscores,
because the Instagram ain't letting me just put D2x. I have to do it, man. I want to change it, but I can't. But
official D2x.
Yeah, and on Apple Music, D2x, Spotify, YouTube, Tidal, all that good stuff.